A host of prominent figures gathered to celebrate the 60th birthday of His Excellency Emeka Ihedioha, CON, with a thought-provoking discussion on the theme Democracy is Failing in Africa. Among the distinguished guests was former President of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo, who praised the celebrant as a determined and principled man. Speaking on democracy, Obasanjo expressed concern that the system which is meant to serve the people is no longer fulfilling its purpose.
This is a day that we are all happy to be here with you, to celebrate with you, and to share the joy of this day with you. The little I know about you is that you are a determined man. There's no perfect human being. But the little also that I know about you, you are almost a perfect human being. Again, the little I know about you, you take things as they come. And you are unperturbed by even the seeming and apparent injustice when they come to you. And whatever you call it, to me, it is democracy. Because what is democracy about? The American President Abraham Lincoln defined it as government of the people, by the people, for the people. Democracy is meant to be a system of government that delivers, and delivers to all the people, not just a section of the people.
Keynote speaker Bishop Matthew Kukah highlighted that while democracy appears to be working for those in power, it is failing the general population. He emphasized that in many parts of Africa, particularly in Nigeria, systems that benefit only the select people cannot be considered true democracy.
It is successful, it is working for many people, because we can see from the changes in their lifestyle, the measurable changes in their accounts, the measurable changes in the opportunities available to them. So for those, democracy is working. For those who may have failed and are still waiting, democracy may still work. But even in Athens, not everybody was at the square. Children were not in the square, women were not in the square, poor people were not in the square. And of course, the notion of representative democracy is because all of us cannot be in the same. But even if all of us are in the same room, I tell people, even if you go to Harvard, they fail exam for Harvard. You go to Cambridge, some people they fail. So we can, even if we are in one room, not only are our views different, our capacities and our competencies are different.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also paid tribute to Ihedioha, describing him as a loyal, dedicated, and focused leader, regardless of political differences.
Emeka and I have kept this relationship till today. I have found him extremely loyal, dedicated, and focused. Even though at one point in time we may find ourselves on different political divides, but we kept our relationship. And I think that testifies to the kind of person Emeka is. So let me use this opportunity. When he told me about this event, I was actually complaining. I said, Emeka, this is Ramadan, and then it is the last 10 days of Ramadan. In the last 10 days of Ramadan, we don't sleep in the night, we sleep during the day. He said, but okay, try and make it. I said, okay, I will make it. Here we are today.
In his remark, the celebrant Emeka Ihedioha expressed gratitude to his friends and well-wishers for attending. He stressed that the occasion was not just about celebrating him, but also about addressing the pressing issues facing democracy in Africa. He also called on everyone to raise the challenge of protecting democratic institutions across the continent.
I've lived my life pursuing the cause of democracy. And so when I take certain positions, it should be understood. I do not take positions because I like you or not like you, but because I believe that democracy remains the best form of governance in our land. And because I know I do no other business than pursuing this cause, it makes sense for me to do everything to sustain it. And I want to urge everyone that at times like this, that we should all rise and protect this institution. For me, I've been in legislature for 12 years. I've passed that to that institution, and so I remain committed to that institution. I had the privilege of serving in the executive as a staff and later as an elected governor. And so I would also protect that institution. And I think that judiciary is very fundamental in our stability. So I urge all men and women of goodwill, all of us gathered here, very distinguished Nigerians. From my home state, Governor Chikudenwa is leading a team that includes former Governor Ihedioha and many others are serving senator. I'm at home with my people, we're at home. But it's important that we do everything we can without fear of favor and speaking truth to power to sustain and protect this institution, to protect democracy. I believe all of us, mistakes have been made and will always be made. What is important is the way forward. I had a very wonderful upbringing. I didn't come from a very rich background. I had a modest background, civil service parents. But they kept telling me that good name is better than money. But in the course of development, I've had access to money. But I've always also known the money you should not touch and the one you cannot. And I know that there is life after money. And that as long as God lives, and I must be honest, what we are doing today, it's essentially not my money. I did not beg. But friends who cared, friends who know that this must happen, have made sure it has happened.
Abosede Adepoju, reporting for G24 International News.